Welcome into sports, everyone. I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell. It was an exciting day here at Colonial Life Arena to start our day. ESPN's College Game Day in town for South Carolina and UConn women's basketball. A showdown in the sport, two of the most successful programs ever. But that excitement quickly dwindled as we saw a shocking display tonight from the South Carolina Gamecocks. For the first time since December of 2020, South Carolina has lost at Colonial Life Arena, and it was never close. UConn beating the Gamecocks tonight by 29 points, 87-58 the final score, in a game where South Carolina simply did nothing right. They couldn't get anything going on either end of the floor, and UConn hit the shots when they needed them. South Carolina losing a stunner in a loss that Dawn Staley and te-hina say was embarrassing. And we've got a full team coverage of this game tonight, starting with the South Carolina Gamecocks. I'm going to send it over to our Claire Foley, who has more on what the Gamecocks had to say after this more than disappointing performance.
Dowell, Colonial Life Arena hasn't seen a loss from the women's basketball team since 2020. And they haven't seen a loss this bad since probably most of this team was in diapers back in 2008. An all-around uncharacteristic day for Dawn Staley's squad as they couldn't make things happen on either side of the ball. But while South Carolina certainly didn't do themselves any favors, this Connecticut team was self-admittedly the best they've been. After the game, Dawn Staley walked us through what it was that the Huskies did that made them so efficient, but also gave us a look at how they now move forward.
They got 13 threes. You hit 13 threes, it's damaging to your defense from a physical and psychological standpoint. She hits 3 threes, I'm going to stick a little bit closer. Then the driving lanes open up because you're sticking a little bit closer and you're not in your gap. You're not in your gap help. You know, they made you think about all of those things, and they had their way with us. It's just there's no trying to find a silver lining to it. We got beat bad.
We just got punked today. It's very much embarrassing. We know that's not who we are. It was very much self-inflicted as well, and that we just got to learn and grow from this opportunity.
You have to look at who we are, who we've been. 25 games in. Who are we? You covered us. Who are we? And you get back to that.
And South Carolina will look to get back on that on Thursday against Arkansas. But before we turn the page here completely, let's send it over to Jared Parker, who has a deeper look at UConn's performance here this afternoon. Jared?
Thanks, Claire. UConn came out on fire against the Gamecocks Sunday, and for 40 minutes of gameplay, the Huskies couldn't be tamed for a single bit of it. AZ Fudd leading the charge with 28 points and shooting 6 of 10 from behind the arc. Really, on Sunday, if anything could go right for UConn, it did go right. After the game, Fudd and head coach Gino Auriemma talking about the complete performance that really showed what the Huskies are made of, with March right around the corner.
The collective mindset when we came down here, there was just a really, really good vibe about everything. No one really spoke about it, but if you had asked me before, I felt great about the game. I think everyone felt really great about going into this game. But we have yet to play a great 40 minutes of basketball, so we did have to prove that to ourselves, and we did that tonight.
Our rebounding and transition, our rebounding and transition defense are going to be the two things, and we have to win this game with our offense. And I thought in those three things, our rebounding, our transition D, and our offense, that's about as close to perfect as we've been all year, for sure.
While the Huskies did outshoot the Gamecocks, there really wasn't a huge difference between the two shooting-wise. The big differences, like Auriemma said, came on the glass. UConn out-rebounding South Carolina 48-29, and of course, in transition, the Huskies scoring 31 fast-break points, South Carolina only scoring 12. Matt, back to you.
Certainly, Jared. UConn needed a statement win, and they got it tonight. Now we look forward for the South Carolina women's basketball team. 4 games left in the regular season. It starts against Arkansas here on Thursday. South Carolina will be the favorites in the 4 games left of this regular season, but today you have to think is a wake-up call for Dawn Staley and her team. Reporting from Colonial Life Arena, I'm Sports Director Matt Dowell. The news at 10 is coming back right after this.